I just remember each version of myself and how every time, like, I thought that version of myself was the final version, but it wasn't. Well, hello, beautiful friends of the universe. Welcome back to the University of Why podcast, a podcast that's a reflection of you. I'm your host, Dr. Sonia Chopra, and today I want to go deep into something that's really I'm really feeling right now. I'm currently moving. I'm moving houses. Actually, it's kind of my whole life is kind of like in an uproar right now. I had to move out of my current home. I'm building a new home. I've been building that home for a few years now, and of course, it's delayed, but it is my dream home, and there's a lot of love and intention going into it. I would like to call it a temple, not a home. It's become very special. And I have to move out of my current home in order to renovate it to sell it. And I'm currently living in my parents' home. They're not here right now, but I'm living in their home. So my stuff is kind of on top of their stuff. And it's just been really, really chaotic. And I'm really looking forward to just kind of moving into the new home and nesting and putting all the things where I want them to be. This whole year has been like a great purge. It has been a huge transition. It's been a lot of shedding, a lot of purging, a lot of letting go. It's really an end of an era for me. And I am personally just kind of processing a lot. There's been a lot of emotion come up. I've lived in this house for 16 years. And before that, I barely lived in a place for longer than 2 years. I remember when I graduated high school, I went to college, and that was for 4 years. But every year in college, I had a different housing. And then I went to dental school. And even in dental school, I probably moved every year. I think there was one year that I stayed for 2 years. And then I moved to New York City, and I had a different apartment for 3 years in New York City. So I just feel like I've constantly been moving. And then, oh yeah, and then I moved to South Florida to do my endodontic residency. That was for 2 years. I lived in one place for 2 years, and then I moved here into Charlotte, North Carolina. And I've been at the same house for 16 years. And let me tell you, to start packing up all the things in probably the most active 16 years of one's life, it's emotional. It's deep. It kind of resurfaces like some old wounds. And I will say, like, I think moving out of this home deserves a ceremony. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I am going to do it in some way, shape, or form. But I have a lot of emotional overwhelm right now that I'm like even struggling to like find the words. It's not just like moving out and uprooting like three kids right now who are just kind of like they're totally out of their element right now, but everything that was in my house and all the memories and all the feelings and all the different versions of myself that I just saw packing up this house. I remember moving into that house. I remember just graduating from my endodontic residency, not knowing anybody in Charlotte, North Carolina. I wasn't even married yet. I started living in the house before my husband, actually, because we were planning to get married. So we got married in August, and I moved in at the beginning of the month because my family was coming for the wedding. So I started living there first. I wasn't even married yet. It was just me, single old me. And then the marriage came, and then it was me and my husband. And I remember having like finally making friends in Charlotte and having people over and those kind of early couple days. And then I remember becoming a mom in that house. I found like old baby clothes and I found like my son's like first tie. It was so sweet and so special and like, time really does fly and they're not kidding when they say that. And to be able to go back like it's like you forget. You forget all the things, right? You forget all those memories and then you find something that makes it resurface and then you realize all the people that you've actually have been in that house. And as I was doing my closet, I picked up clothes that still had tags on them. And I remember being so excited to wear this outfit for this occasion or maybe this event. And then I guess I never wore it. And I remember the feeling of why I didn't want to wear it, like, and I didn't love myself and all the things. And so all of these emotions came back up to me over the past couple weeks as I've been packing up this house. And thinking of those memories and realizing like I had no idea that right here was where I was going to land. And that makes me kind of excited to move into the new house and remember the feeling that I'm going to have in the new house and not even know what the next future holds for me, right? I just remember each version of myself and how every time like I thought that version of myself was the final version, but it wasn't. And that's just crazy to me. And that's just something that has just really been coming to me. Like, even in my dreams lately, I've been thinking about all these versions I've been my whole life and how much I've grown. And there's been a recent growth trajectory, like very recent, that has allowed me to have this awareness and allowed me to have this reflection over the last couple months, specifically since the top of the year, because I've had some major shifts, some major changes, and it's just allowed me to really kind of drop into my true essence and who I really am and not be so reactive and not be so all about work and the hustle and everything. I've just kind of been more at ease, more able to be compassionate with others. Lifting up these outfits has made me realize just how much I've let go. Like, I would never wear that skirt again. And I know that's just a fashion thing, but it's like it's because I've changed so much. Like, I became a wife in this house, I became a mother in this house, I became an entrepreneur in this house, like, and I didn't realize when I had first moved into this house that all of these things were gonna unfold the way that they did. And like thinking about that unknowing and then the knowing that I have now and how all of that just transformed in that 16 years of the house is really emotionally overwhelming and beautiful all at the same time. And so I have a lot of sadness for leaving this house. It was really such a beautiful house, but I really pray that this house brings the same type of energy to the next family who comes into it, because I do feel that they'll be protected and just loved. It's such a great home. And it was really hard to let go of that home. My husband and I took probably 6 years to make that decision. We had bought a piece of property, never built on it until obviously now, because we were really conflicted. Do we stay or do we go? And when we finally realized, like, we just want to build a home that reflects our current lifestyle. And had I built a house years ago when I bought the property, I would have had to move out because I have a completely different lifestyle now and I have a completely different feeling that I want to feel. Even during the construction process, the things that I would have that I've put in my house now, I never thought I would enjoy and love and respect at the beginning of this build project. That's kind of wild to me too. So now I feel like the transformation is happening faster and faster and faster. And I just want time to slow down because I just want to experience all of this because it's exciting. So this house has just been really an important piece, but at the same time, my husband and I both believe, like, really feel bad that we didn't love and respect this house as much as we should have because it's such a beautifully energetic home and it's really going to take care of the next family who steps foot in it. And we're doing some exciting updates to it, and now we're like, oh, we should just move back into this house and not the new one. But again, I'm really excited for what this house is going to bring for another family, but still very, very sad. And I do believe that it deserves some sort of ceremony when the time is up. Now, I might have to move back in for a little bit because I am only allowed to live in my parents' house for 90 days, and my house project keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed, which stinks, but it is part of the process, I guess. It's just going to make the final outcome just that more exciting and appreciative and full of gratitude. So yeah, it's been interesting to just kind of pick up things that I remember really connecting with in the past and remembering who I was in that moment and realizing how many different women I have been over the years. And just recently, I went to a concert in Raleigh, and this is kind of what actually helped trigger this conversation in my mind about all the different women I've been. I was on the way to the concert. We really connected with our Uber driver. He was a cool guy. And I'm happy we did because, getting out of these concert venues, it's horrific to get an Uber. And so I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, do you mind picking us up? And he said, sure. So we got his cell number and he ended up picking us up. Well, on the way there, he told us about his plan to move to the Philippines because he just didn't really connect with American women. That's a whole nother episode. We're not going to get into it, but this is what he told me. And he told us, me and my husband, we went together. And on the way out, when he came to pick us up, which I'm so happy he did, because again, we could not find an Uber, we couldn't connect. And he picked us up as promised. He was a man of his word. He's just an awesome guy. As we're trying to leave the venue, there's people in our way and they're in the streets. And he politely honked on the horn. And when he did that, this woman turned around and she just like lashed at him. She said some curse words. Can't remember exactly what she said, but I think she used the C word. I mean, it just wasn't like polite. And he didn't like honk obnoxiously. He just wanted her to get out of the way nicely so that he could move his car because the cars were kind of lining up behind him. And she just lashed. And when I saw her, number one, I connected with him and I'm like, oh, that's why you don't like American women. And that was the joke. But then I really thought about what she was feeling in that moment. For some reason, I really connected to her feeling. And I remember being her before. I remember being that girl who was sad or angry and maybe a little under the influence. And even though I would say it wasn't myself, I would say sometimes the alcohol would bring out a side of me I didn't want to see or was just kind of running away from. And I remember being that woman, that angry, reactive, triggered woman. Like, as much as I was shocked, I also connected with her. And instead of judging her in that moment, I had so much compassion for her. And I almost felt excited for her because I felt like if she only knew what was waiting for her on the other side of the pain that she was experiencing right now, it's really exciting. That moment of awareness that you have that makes you take that first step. And so it really hit me hard. Like I was just like, and I said it out loud in the car. I said, you know what? I was once her. I was once that girl who would just scream or throw their drink at somebody, just super reactive. Didn't know how to control it, didn't understand where it was coming from, had no awareness of what I was doing until maybe sometimes it even hurt people. And I'm so grateful for now being on the other side. And when I see others doing it the same way I used to do it, instead of coming at them with the same type of energy, instead, I'd rather just kind of come at them at love and understanding. So it was just an interesting moment. And for some reason, that moment and identifying with her made me connect back. Like that scene came back into my head this past weekend when I was cleaning out my closet and picking up those old shirts that I never wore and realized that I thought that's who I was. And I probably never wore it because that's not who I really was. And as I folded shirt after shirt after shirt and put it in my boxes, I had this deep sadness of like just letting go, not just of this house, but of an era. And then realizing that this does give me space to open up something new for my life, making so much space for new connections, new love, new thought. This is not just a physical move for me. It's an emotional move too. And I can honestly say that I'm really proud of every woman that I've been. They were all here for a reason. They all taught me something. And I'm super curious about the woman I'm still becoming. It's been this, moving this house has been such a reflective period for me. And I wonder if any of you have ever had these thoughts. What kind of women have you been? Think of all the women that you've been. I feel like every version has a purpose. There's no wrong, there's no wasted, even if it's mean, triggered, or reactive. Reactive is probably my biggest word of my past. I still have moments. It's hard to shed everything in one full swoop. I do believe that every version has helped me outgrow the bad, helped me with my resilience, my values, my clarity of how I really want to be for the rest of my life. So this was a shorty but a goodie. It's really a very personal episode. I'm sure that I will continue to talk about this move. It hasn't just been like juggling all these projects together and still trying to maintain all the other things that I've been doing, but it's been deeply emotional. It's been beautiful, it's been sad, I'm also nervous to move into this house. I'm really hoping that I feel the way that I want to feel there. So I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know how it's going. And I hope you continue to go on the journey with me. And in this moment, I want to bring a call to reflection. I want to ask you, who were you 10 years ago, 16 years ago? Did you think you would become the person that you are today? Have you ever found something sentimental while cleaning up and kind of organizing your house? Have you found something that triggered a memory? And what was that memory? Do you love all the different versions of yourself? And what can you thank her for? And are you making space for her to grow? And what are you making room for? Maybe this is a great time for each of us to write a letter to our former self and maybe even to our future self. These are perfect reflections that I am going to be carrying with me for the next few months as I continue to go through this process, continue to uncover my past, and really lay down the path for the continued future. Once again, thank you all for being here. It's always a pleasure to connect with you. I am excited to see what continues to unfold here on the University of Why. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye bye.